It is a 2-0 Bauman lead, so Bauman got the reversal and was able to ride out Geisler. So Geisler elects to go neutral in this third period. Maybe an interesting call there, Kevin. We've seen some calls maybe backfire on the opponents. Here's one where Geisler doesn't want to waste time, in his opinion, on down or in the referee's position. He wants to go right to his feet, try to get that tying takedown.
Yeah, he knows he needs a takedown, so if he goes from the bottom position and spends some time on bottom working hard to get away, it's just going to work against him, so he's going to choose neutral here and know he's got to go ahead and get that takedown. He's going to have 2 full minutes to work for that takedown, so he's going to hustle back in here and go after Bauman.
So they go neutral to start this third period. It's 2-0 Bauman with a nice reversal. Actually got Geisler up on a leg in the second period as a single leg and was able to finish it with a takedown, but it was scored as a reversal. That was the only points thus far in this 215-pound final. Bauman, a year ago, we mentioned, at 189 pounds, was the third place finisher, defeated in the semifinal round by Rory Edge, who we just saw moments ago win at 189 pounds. Geisler making his first trip here to the Kohl Center. 2-0 as we are into this third period.
Yeah, and Coach Leonard from Cadott has his athletes well prepared. Well, we got a headlock right
and
here.
Hang on here, a little sag headlock by Geisler. I don't think the takedown has been signaled. There's the takedown, and Bauman trying to fight off his back. This is big time trouble, and there you see the official counting. This is going to be near fall, and a huge turn in this matchup at 215 pounds. And now if you're Dustin Bauman, you have to somehow fight off the pin and fight off your back, Kevin, because now you're down. This is going to be at minimum a 5-2 score here for Stefan Geisler of Cadott, as Bauman was on a knee coming back up from that shot. Geisler hits the sag headlock there and has Bauman squarely on his back here in this third period.
Yeah, it's a great ride for Geisler right now with time starting to wear down here in the third period. Bauman's got to do something. Whether if you roll through or whatever, you gotta try to do something here to get Geisler out of position so you can get off your back, because right now as stands, Geisler comfortably ahead 5-2. He can just wait it out right in this position and not have to work for the fall. He doesn't need to get a fall for team points, and there it is.
Will do it. I was going to say, you don't have to work. You won't be called for stalling from your back. So what a third period. Stefan Geisler trailing the entire match. Hits the headlock, puts his opponent to his back. It's the 2 takedown, the 3 near fall. You see Dustin Bauman really in shock. Cannot believe he gave it up late there. But congratulations, Stefan Geisler of Cadott, your winner in Division III at 215 pounds.
We're here with Stefan Geisler, the 215-pound state champion from Cadott. Stefan, you went out there kind of the underdog against an undefeated guy. Tell us what was going through your mind.
I don't know. I just wanted to give it 110% and see what happened.
And you sure did. You went out there and kind of kept things close, and when your opportunity was there, you took it and ended up with Bauman on his back. What was going through your mind there as seconds were wearing off with him on his back?
Just squeeze as hard as I could and hold on, and hopefully I got enough near fall to win.
Thrilling finish here at 215 pounds. Congratulations to Stefan Geisler of Cadott. The 275-pounders on deck. Stay with us. This is the Division III WIAA State Individual Wrestling Championships on FSN North. Welcome back to 119-pound championship action now from the Kohl Center in Madison. Joe Miller alongside Kevin Black, and wrestling fans in Wisconsin certainly know the wrestler in the black and gold singlet. Kevin, one of the best over the last 4 years, a senior with a record of 48-1, a 4-time state finalist going for his second state championship. Greg Sonnentag, and opposing him, a senior also from Unity in the red singlet with a record of 36-3, Devin Hoyt. What can you say, Kevin, about Greg Sonnentag? He makes 11 getting the state championship matches here at the Kohl Center, a runner-up as a freshman, a champion as a sophomore, a runner-up as a junior, back here to go for number 2 his senior year.
Yeah, Sonnentag's a great kid. I've been around him a lot in the last 4 years and around the Cadott program there with Ed Leonard, and does a lot of good things on the wrestling mat, but does a lot of great things off the mat as well. He's a good team leader and great for the community. He's just a great kid, fun to be around, and is always in a good mood. And you know, out there on the wrestling mat. He has that contagious energy that pumps up a team. So he's fun to watch, and now in the state finals for the 4th time. But he's got Devin Hoyt from Unity, who they've done battle this year a couple times with Northern Badger, and then last week at the sectionals, and Devin Hoyt defeated Andrew Dahl, what everybody thought was going to be, you know, a rematch of the state finals from last year. Dahl defeated Sonentag, but Hoyt controlled the match against Dahl, who got into a couple scrambles, but ended up winning 6-5 against Andrew Dahl. In the quarterfinals moved him into the semis, where he beat Trevor Dyerson from Deerfield, and now he's in the finals against Greg Sonentag, rematch from a couple of previous matches where Sonentag was victorious in both Northern Badger finals. Close match to the end where Sonentag caught Hoyt in the cradle and pinned him, and then last week at the sectionals was Hoyt controlling the match in all positions, and Sonentag added a reversal with about 10 seconds left for a 3-2 win. So Devin Hoyt, very talented wrestler in his own right, so you know, definitely not a lock for Greg Sonentag to win his 2nd state title. So these guys are going to do battle for the 3rd time, Joe.
Yeah, you mentioned Andrew Dahl. He's a junior. He was a state champion his freshman and sophomore year, and everyone, when these brackets were released earlier in the week, was just assuming it would be a Dahl-Sonentag rematch, but Hoyt had other plans, Kevin, in the quarterfinals. And you mentioned his semifinal win. Dyerson of Deerfield, a very talented junior, actually beat Dahl in the 3rd place match this afternoon. So this is a loaded Division III 119-pound bracket with Sonentag and Hoyt and Dyerson, and of course Dahl, a 2-time state champion. And
2 takedown right on the edge, Joe.
Right at
time.
the end of the period, and boy, that can go one of 2 ways if you're the wrestler who gets taken down. Obviously a big momentum builder there for Sonentag. He'll elect to go down. Dyerson showing or Hoyt showing the optional start here, and boy, what a job by Sonentag. You always, our coach Kevin, wrestle till the buzzer, and maybe Hoyt had assumed the buzzer was there, and boy, Sonentag wrestling right to the buzzer, gets the take on at the 2-minute mark for a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, now Hoyt's good in this position, leg rider. If nothing else, he's going to be able to ride Sonentag for a while, take some energy out of him. Sonentag, we saw there in the end of that first period, getting a nice fireman's. He's also good in the bottom position, but with the legs in for Hoyt, Sonentag has a hard time of clearing his hips and doing some rolls that he's accustomed to doing. So, you know, those wrestlers that saw Hoyt wrestle last weekend against Sonentag are not surprised at all to see Hoyt in the finals. There's stand up for Sonentag. He's got him faced. No point. There's the point. One escape. So 3-0. Devin Hoyt, a very talented wrestler. He's made it down here a few times before for the Unity Eagles. Also used to wrestle as a freshman at Amory High School, but comes from a program with Mark Ferguson and Sean Perkins as their coaches, and they're committed to this athlete. And there's a little step over. Sonentag's got Hoyt, no near fall. Stepped over a whizzer though, Joe, and that's one of those things you tell your little kids never do is step over a whizzer, and Hoyt stepped over the whizzer. There's a 5-0 there for Sonentag, but to continue on, Sean Perkins and Mark Ferguson have been committed to Hoyt here over this year. Had some rough situations come his way, and these coaches are committed, and you can see, you know, they've helped catapult him into the state finals here. But Sonentag now onto a 5-0 lead, and he's hard to score points on. 30 seconds left now in the 2nd period, riding hard with the spiral ride, trying to break Hoyt down. Maybe even try to turn him over to some near fall with that half Nelson.
No, Greg Sonentag, 48-1, a heck of a record for the senior from Cadott. And Hoyt, Kevin, 36 wins, and Sonentag's only blemish on the record was to the senior from Cumberland, Brake Cifaldi, who's in the finals in Division II, a mat over. But what a run it's been for Greg Sonentag. We mentioned it, Kevin. He has been here all 4 years in the state championships. And you mentioned Ed Leonard, his time will expire, so 5-2. Sonentag will take a 3-point lead into the final period. Ed Leonard, the longtime coach at Cadott. Another team we'll see in a week at the team state championships. Cadott, one of the top-ranked teams in Division III, on a possible collision course with Mineral Point, the top-ranked team. And we just saw Dylan Schrader in our 112-pound final. So Greg Sonentag, we will see him
he's
again
got
here.
The half looking for, good job for Hoyt to get back to his base. And now it's tight position there for Sonentag, riding tough. Hoyt chose bottom after getting a reversal there right at the end of the second period. So he's got to continue to work here with minute 30 left. He's got to make up a big gap. 3 points against Greg Sonentag is a very, very large gap. It's something that's going to be tough to fill. Sonentag doing a good job of following that position. Drops down to a single. Still in the control position. He's got to bring him down to the mat now, though. There's the back trip. Gets him back down to the mat. Control those hips. Minute 10 now.
So final minute here is Sonentag of Cadott in the black and gold singlet on top with a 3-point lead, going for his second state championship, trying to cap his career. We mentioned a couple of times here he's been to the state finals all 4 years of his high school career. This is a rematch of the sectional finals a week ago where Sonentag was victorious there, and White having to go back into the brackets that extra round, and that you don't see that very often, Kevin, with this new bracket a couple of years ago in the Division II and III tournament with the third and second place wrestlers getting an extra round, and Hoyt was able to knock off a couple of sectional champs in route here to the finals.
Yeah, and both those wrestlers that Hoyt did knock off placed earlier today, third and fourth place. Dyerson from Deerfield defeated Andrew Dahl for the third place medal. So Hoyt defeating the third and fourth place wrestlers. Now he's in escape, and 5-3. So takedown here for Hoyt could. And Sonentag does a great job of extending that arm and getting behind him for 2. So it's 7-3. But Hoyt's going to keep working. Look, he's trying to load Granby. Sonentag do a good job of staying that half. A lot of action now here with short time, 25 seconds. Sonentag just trying to hang on here against Hoyt. Hoyt's trying to move a lot.
Well, time may be running out here on Devin Hoyt. A great run here at these individual state championships, but final 10 seconds, and it looks like Greg Sonentag will cap off his individual career with a second state championship, 4 trips to the finals. 2 of them end in state titles. Greg Sonentag, the senior of Cadott, 49-1. He'll take this momentum into the team state championships for the Cadott Hornets in a week. But Greg Sonentag, a 7-3 winner over Devin Hoyt of Unity. What a career for the senior from Cadott. Sonentag of Cadott, state championship number 2, state finals number 4. You've got to be a professional at getting ready for state championship matches.
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting to make it 4 years. You know, I'm kind of lucky in a way, been blessed with that, and it's been awesome. I'm glad I won it my senior year. It's probably the most important year to win it for me. So I've been looking forward to my whole life.
What did it mean to end it? Obviously, you've won this before, but you've been close before. How important was it for you to end your senior year here with another title?
Well, it's awesome. I wanted to go out strong, better than I ever have. I think that definitely did it. I'm happy with my career now, and something I can definitely look back at the rest of my life.
Well, congratulations on number 2, Greg.
Tonight as we move ahead to 145 pounds in Division III, and it's the top-ranked wrestler in the weight class. Well, we'll get to him momentarily. There's Dominic Flock, the freshman from Cashion. What a run he has had, 38-8 the record for the freshman from Cashion. There is the top-ranked wrestler in the state, the junior, 46-4 in the black and gold singlet. That is Roy Monroe. Monroe, the state runner-up a year ago, and it will be senior and freshman. What a matchup here, Curtis. 2 opposite storylines here, the senior and the returning state runner-up Monroe, and then Flock, just a freshman for Caston. An improbable run for this young man from Caston to the state finals.
Yeah, Flock has had a great tournament, but again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And he's really making the most of his state tournament appearance in his freshman year. And again, being in the state finals as a freshman, you're going to be looking out for this name for years to come.
Flock, a familiar name to wrestling fans out of Caston. Several Flocks have come down the pike here for former coach Chad Powell and now the new coaching staff at Cashton as we are underway at this 145-pound match. Monroe, as we mentioned, he was a runner-up a year ago. The other interesting storyline, Curtis, of this match is there's the first takedown of the match for Monroe. Neither one of these guys sectional champs. They were both tripped up at sectional, so both had to come out of the preliminary round. Flock knocking off Scott Watry of Ozaki 13-2. His big one came in the quarterfinals over Caden McKeith of Arcadia 6-2. And then last night in the semifinals, Jacob Burkowski of Horicon. Burkowski had knocked off one of the top wrestlers, Mac Dura of Peshtigo. On the other side, Monroe, Abby Colon of Wild Rose was his opponent in the preliminary round, knocked him off technical fall 16-0. He pinned Jeff Winkers of Fenimore in the quarterfinals, and then last night in the semifinals, Calvin Canales of Rio 11-6, and Canales was ranked 4th is in the final rankings. Dura from Peshtigo was ranked 3rd, so all the top ranked guys going down early in this bracket, and Monroe and Flock battled their way here to the finals tonight.
And now you see here, great job by Flock, almost getting that escape, but an excellent job by Monroe, keeping his hips up and with the leg in and continuing to stay on top.
Monroe was a state runner-up a year ago at 135 pounds, lost to then undefeated Casey Williams, a senior from Phillips, in the state finals, but he is back, the senior for Coach Ed Leonard and Cadott, and leading it 2-0 over the freshman Dominic Flock of Cashton, 38-8. Flock has been on the radar, not a complete unknown, did finish the year ranked 6th in the rankings, so he's not a complete unknown, Curtis, but you look at the 8 losses in some of the big tournaments, Flock finishing just 9th at the bi-state, certainly a tough tournament, but Flock getting hot at the right time as he puts together a state tournament. Warren Monroe has been near the top of the rankings all season long. He was a champion at the Northern Badger, finished #1 in the crossface ranking, so he's been the man basically all season long at 145 pounds. Flock kind of flying under the radar a little bit, but still a very talented wrestler, getting some respect in the final rankings, and obviously the family name is going to do a lot for you too. There's been a lot of good Cashton has had a lot of good wrestlers in these middleweights going back to the Dahl brothers here the last 5-6 years.
As you said, the Dahl brothers, you think of Cameron Flock, I believe was a state runner-up a couple years back, and actually in 06 he lost to Greg Burke from Mineral Point in the state finals. So Cashton, has had great wrestlers throughout the years, and it's no surprise that they have another state finalist this year in 2010.
And Flock trailing 4-0. You saw Monroe get that cheap tilt for a couple points late in the period, so Monroe carries a 4-0 lead here into the second period.
You see Flock doing an excellent job. He's got the front headlock, but again, he's got that elbow buried way too deep for him to even get a chance to get around and get a takedown.
Spoke earlier, so Monroe is a senior. I don't want to cut him off a year of eligibility, Curtis. Just a junior makes it all the more impressive what he did. As there's Flock, he's going to get near fall and trying to end it with a pin here as he stepped through on that front headlock. And are you kidding me? Dominic Flock, the freshman, can he end it here with a pin in the state finals? A lot of time on the clock.
And Monroe just got way too high on that, and Flock just stepped through and got him to his back. A great job of knowing Flock, of knowing where he was at.
And Monroe is going to come out. It's going to be 2 takedown, 3 near fall for Flock. That's going to be a 5-4 lead here with 40 seconds to go in the second period. Wow, Monroe dodging a huge bullet there. He looked nearly flattened right away. He did come out the back door, but I tell you what, Curtis, about the first 5-6 seconds of that turn, Monroe was close to being done there, and he somehow got out of it.
Yeah, Flock being very opportunistic and just able to step through on that takedown and get near fall and get him. I thought he was pinned. He looked very flat from where we're at, Joe.
So new life here for Roy Monroe. Let's see if he can capitalize on that. He still is trailing 5-4 to this freshman from Cashton. As you see, putting the legs in here is Flock, trying to eat up some time here in this second period. Nice. Down to the final 5 seconds, and it looks like Flock is going to carry a 5-4 lead into the third period.
Again, Flock just, I think this is, again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and he's had a great tournament so far, and showing why he's in the state finals right now.
Very impressive. And again, if you're Roy Monroe, do you look at it one of two ways? You just let a big lead get away, Curtis, or do you say, my goodness, I was an eyelash away from being pinned here in the state finals. I'm only down a point, and escape ties it up, or rather makes it a 2-point match right now. What do you do if you're Monroe here in this third period, as he does have that 1-point lead?
Well, he just got that reversal there, now gets the lead. He's got to make sure he doesn't get out of position. You know, he's in the top position. He doesn't necessarily need to look for a turn. He doesn't have a warning yet. You know, just give a tough ride to Flock until you do get hit with a warning for riding parallel. But until that happens, you know, just continue to ride tough.
How about the perseverance of Roy Monroe? Now goes down in the third period. He's thinking an escape, ties it up. You go to your feet, maybe a takedown wins it, gets the reversal. Now the momentum is solely back on the shoulders of Monroe, because now he's got the lead 6-5 with a minute and change here to go in this third period. What a back and forth match at 145 pounds.
Absolutely. And now Monroe just doing an excellent job bringing Flock back down to the mat. I believe he's got an arm bar in, but again, he doesn't necessarily need to do anything with it. He doesn't have a warning yet. He can just...
Well, we saw Monroe with that arm bar, trap arm tilt, got the quick 2 late in the first period on that tilt, and I think obviously that's a move Monroe is comfortable with. You get the arm bar, you get the tight waist, and you get the quick tilt. He got a quick 2 count late in the first period. Working forward again here, 1:03 to go in the match. It's just an escape is all Flock needs to tie this thing up, so hang on here. A long way to go at 145 pounds.
Yeah, and looks like Flock jumped the gun a little bit there. But, you know, Monroe just doing an excellent job from the top position, riding out Flock for this minute so far.
6-5. This has been a back and forth, one of the more entertaining matches of the night. It was Monroe got out to the big lead. Flock putting Monroe to his back in the second period, nearly pinning him, got the takedown and the near fall. He took the lead into this final period. Monroe with the reversal. It's been seesaw all the way here, and it's a 6-5. Roy Monroe lead the junior from Cadott over the freshman Flock from Cashton.
You see Monroe dropping the single leg, bringing Flock back down to the mat. Flock needs an escape here.
See that cross body trying to go into that spiral ride. There's Monroe flatten Flock out, work some time off the clock here as Monroe's done the job. He got that reversal, Curtis, what, about 15 seconds into this third period, so he's been in control from top position here for just a minute, and you got to start getting the sense of urgency now if you're Flock. Just an escape to tie this thing up, but Monroe is riding tough from the top position.
Yeah, and Monroe doing an excellent job.
And Flock to his feet, but nothing. We'll see what nope, no change yet. As Monroe hanging on for dear life as they go out of bounds. So 22 seconds to go now. Flock still desperately needs that escape to tie things up.
And you know, Monroe so lanky, he can go to that spiral ride and eat up the clock again. He doesn't have a warning yet. He could basically stall out for the rest of the match and not get 2 warnings in these 22 seconds. It'd be very tough for him to get 2 stalling calls in the last 20 seconds.
And Monroe very quick off the whistle, getting that arm trap and breaking the opponent down. That's going to eat up a lot of time as well, as we're under 10 seconds now. Flock running short on time to get that escape. Monroe gets the legs in, and this might do it. And I think there's the officials count, but time's going to run up. What a finish at 145 pounds. Roy Monroe of Cadott hangs on literally, Curtis, for the victory here, 6-5.
Again, did what he had to do in that third period, got the reversal, and rode Flock out for the entire third period after the reversal. 6-5 win, nothing more you can ask for there.
So Monroe gains his composure, battles back after being put to his back. He is your winner at 145 pounds by a final count